Mr. Yip Hon Weng.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, I'll share three perspectives on the budget. First, what this budget is essentially about. Second, what we should do less of. And finally, what more can we do to build up the Singapore we love? Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, as we emerge from the worst of the pandemic, we will have to increase government spending to strengthen our social compact and to create opportunities and growth. Managing the budget is a zero-sum game. We consume public resources, therefore we need to pay for it. Yet the idea of increasing taxes to fund programs evokes resistance. In reality, revenue and expenditure are two sides of the same coin. To spend without regard for revenue is not sustainable for the future. The question is how to raise revenue from taxes in a fair and equitable way. One method is through a progressive tax system. This means that the wealthy and higher income earners will pay more taxes. This is a slight shift from previous budgets in the direction of fairness and inclusivity. It brings to life our claims of a new social compact. But we must strike a balance. There will always be populist calls for wealth taxes. But if we push the narrative that the wealthy are responsible for driving inequality, we risk provoking resentment and jealousy against those who may have accumulated wealth through hard work and sacrifices. This will only further polarize society. Our current revenue structure is a balanced one, where ultimately everyone contributes taxes, but those who are richer contribute more. For the less privileged, I've raised concerns about a GST hike on previous occasions in Parliament. I shared my residents' sentiments that a GST hike should only be implemented after the job market stabilizes. I'm heartened that the government has listened to the ground feedback. It has not only delayed the GST implementation, but has staggered it over 2 years. This gives more time for the job market and economy to adapt and prepare. I've also previously asked whether additional assistance would be provided on top of the assurance package and the GST voucher scheme. I'm pleased that the government will continue to absorb GST on essentials like healthcare and education. Permanent schemes like the workfare income supplement and the GST voucher schemes are also enhanced. Overall, it's a fair and comprehensive budget with an eye for the future. But Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, doing more for our people doesn't necessarily mean we should spend more. Instead, we should challenge ourselves and think hard about what we should spend less on. This is quite a contrarian view, as the budget is a time where we discuss how government will increase spending in various areas. The hard truth is that while it's good to have everything, our resources are finite. We should reduce non-essential, duplicative, and non-strategic initiatives. One tangible example is roadworks. Roads are often dug up and closed for various types of works, ranging from the installation of broadband cables, water pipes, to electrical cables, etc. They never seem to end. Many of the works are certainly necessary. However, can we coordinate better amongst the agency for a fixed period where the road is dug up and all are repaired at the same time? Moreover, frequent road closures slow down traffic, adding to inefficiencies. Another example is the numerous government apps and websites sometimes offering similar services. The more there are, the more maintenance is needed. It also inconveniences residents who have to navigate numerous websites and install many apps on their phones. Can we take some inspiration from the UK government, which consolidated their 300 over websites into one in 15 months? Being prudent with finances is a virtue that's not incentivized enough. When a department receives a budget, the goal purportedly is to spend it all. The common mentality is that while having surpluses will imply that the department did not work hard enough and need to find new areas to work on. We need to stop linking expenditure with KPIs. Ministries should not feel guilty about having excess money to return to the coffers. In fact, the government should throw a grand challenge, create an award, and recognize ministries that best reduce their expenditure, streamline their operations, and cut out non-essential projects. The savings can go to the people or be used for more important areas and social programs. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, one important area which we will certainly need to do more for is for our seniors. We are a rapidly aging society. The provision of minimum protections around risks like illnesses, unemployment, and old age are better shared by society and the community rather than individuals, families, or employers. I have 3 suggestions. First, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, we want our seniors to live well. One particular area is to facilitate meaningful employment for our seniors who wish to work. I applaud the raising of CPF contribution rates for senior workers, but we need to go beyond monetary incentives. I wish to reiterate my hopes for the government to play a bigger role in promoting microjobs. Many members have shared about this earlier. For example, to offer integrated search and listing platforms with accreditation and training available for persons who may want to take up microjobs in the community, such as healthcare assistance and babysitting. Next, focus on job redesign by allowing employers to hire and retain senior staff in the long term. We need to look into stronger support for workplace redesign for senior workers. How many companies have made use of the job redesign grants for older workers? Will the government take on a more proactive approach to coax and compel companies to move in the right direction? Second, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, for those seniors who are frail and cannot work, we must ensure that we can better care for them. From my conversations with my residents, care navigation in Singapore has room for improvement. Today, government agencies like MOH and MSF often focus on policy and administrative matters and devolve the actual provision of care to various social service agencies or SSAs. Yet some of these organizations have limited resources. They may also not be equipped to deal with clients saddled with multiple comorbidities and complex social issues. Having choices and the lack of clear information complicate matters for caregivers trying to find the most suitable and affordable formal care service for their family's needs. We need a simple platform that integrates all available resources and service providers for caregivers to seek out all the available options and do their own cost-benefit analysis. Ultimately, we need an integrated care system that works on the ground. This means better sharing of information, care plans, resources, networks, and financial support schemes. Caregivers need only to browse this one-stop center to have all their concerns addressed. A Yio Chu Kang resident, Mr. K, confided that he gave up his career and went into full-time caregiving to both his aged parents. The burden fell upon him as he was the only son. He did not feel safe leaving his parents in the care of a foreign domestic worker who may neither have the professional experience nor temperament to care for the elderly with special needs. He does not regret the decision, but it is no doubt a setback for his career. Most of us will agree that caregivers like Mr. K should be applauded for prioritizing family over career. But we should not take the sacrifices of caregivers for granted. As a society, we must do more to uplift caregivers. Lastly, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, we need to help seniors at the end of life to live well. In my past experience working in the healthcare sector, I see how people die badly. They die in pain, with tubes connected to all parts of their body in a sterile hospital environment, just to have life extended by days and at max by weeks. It is a torture, both for the individual as well as for the families. We need to facilitate their departure to be as comfortable as possible and for them to live out their remaining lives with dignity. We must push for higher standards of palliative care. Only 4 in 10 of healthcare professionals receive training in palliative care, according to a 2021 survey. Consequently, most healthcare professionals did not feel prepared to give palliative care. The Singapore Hospice Council is doing good work, and they are developing a training framework on palliative care. Will the government provide more resources and funding to support this effort? How will the government take the lead to improve the quality of palliative care and to generate more awareness in Singapore? In conclusion, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the pandemic has posed many challenges to our society over the past 2 years. Our budget is well balanced and provides a path forward as we emerge from COVID-19. To be prudent, we should reflect on what we can spend less on, cut waste, reduce redundancies, and for the government to coordinate better. Resources should be channeled to areas where more help is needed. One clear area is in caring for an aging population. The signs are already here. We may be an aging society, But what we face need not be a silver tsunami. It can be a silver fountain, one of vitality and productive longevity, where we can all keep well, age well, and die well. I support the budget.
Leader of the House.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, may I seek your consent to move that the debate be now adjourned?
I give my consent.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I beg to move that the debate be now adjourned.
The question is that the debate be now adjourned. As many as are of their opinion say aye.
Aye.
To the contrary say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Resumption of debate what day?
Tomorrow, sir.
So be it. Leader.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I beg to move that Parliament do now adjourn to 11 a.m. tomorrow.
The question is that Parliament do now adjourn to 11 a.m. tomorrow. As many as are of their opinion say aye.
Aye.
To the contrary say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Order, order.